Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Garifuna Fun Fact Friday. Yay! Today's topic, we're talking about the Garifuna language. So many of you have had questions about our language, so let's talk about it today. Now, before I continue, let me start actually with the first fact before I continue, kind of sets the tone. So, Garifuna people speak Garifuna. Okay, for those of you who've never heard the language, I'm going to play a short clip from my Uncle Pablo speaking Garifuna so you can hear the language. All right, let's roll it.
Pero que chile ma guion wado well half bo friend de ruge lubo wo subsira go pero siete wabu ni wanasi lugo do wanasi wogele wogi le liwi be wai an buse le belo amu giare wogi la buma na yano lo le ni you say me you give me.
Thank you, Uncle, so much for participating in my video. So let's start with what is the Garifuna language made up of? The Garifuna language is 45% Arawak, 25% Carib, 15% French, 10% English, and 5% differs depending on which Central American country the Garifuna village is located. In most of the Central American countries where Garifuna villages are located, the language, the official language of the country is Spanish. Therefore, in the Garifuna villages, the influence of Spanish, you can hear it in the Garifuna language. In Belize, the official language of Belize is English. So the Garifuna people who live in Belize, there's more English words in the Garifuna language. Another unique characteristic of the language, which goes back to the makeup of the language. The language is 45% Arawak because the Arawak Indians were the natives of St. Vincent when the creation of the Garifuna culture was forming. So who stays home with the children most of the time, especially back in those days, it was the woman. So that is why it's the Arawak woman, the Arawak language that influences the Garifuna language the most. There are words that are pronounced differently but have the same meaning depending on if it's the man or the woman speaking. So there are words that Garifuna men say that a Garifuna woman would say differently. And one of those words is the word I or me. The Garifuna man would say ow, ow, whereas the Garifuna woman would say nuguya. The language is 15% French because we allied with the French. And the numbers actually, there are many words that are similar. I'm going to play a clip from a woman who lives in St. Vincent. She actually visited the center a couple of years ago. Her name was Vanessa. And she was talking to my dad about the differences and similarities between the Garifuna language and the French language. So let's roll that clip.
The French you have in the Garifuna language is not French anymore.
Not
it's
French
Garifuna.
anymore.
We don't say it the same way. It became Garifuna, you know?
Word in French
Yes.
is similar to Garifuna.
Yeah,
The numbers.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that came from the contact with the French. We say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, this, but then you will say it a different way.
Number 5. In Garifuna we will say 5.
Cinq, right.
In French is 5.
5, right. Or Monday we say lundi. And I think we say lundi as well.
We say lundi.
Lundi. So we say lundi.
So lundi.
Thank you, Vanessa. Can't wait to see you again in Vinci. So before I close this, I want to share some resources with you all. If you're interested in learning more about the Garifuna language, there are many books available now that you can purchase online. You can actually purchase them on Amazon, and I'll be leaving the links of these books online so you can go ahead and support my Garifuna brothers and sisters, okay? So here, I want to start with this dictionary written by Ruben Reyes. It's a trilingual Garifuna dictionary. It's been a major help for us here at the center. I have this book, I believe I bought it with the dictionary as well. It says a Garifuna Visual Dictionary of Animals and Fruits, and is written by Ben Flores. So this is the book right here. Great book to help you learn the language. There's another book by Luz F. Soliz-Ramos. We have it here. It's called Learn Garifuna Now. It's also definitely a great resource, okay? And for those of you who want to read books to your children, here are two books that we have. It's called Paranda Boy and the Magic Guitar, written by Kayla and Clayton Williams. So this is a children's book written in Spanish, English, and Garifuna. So I actually read this book to my children as well. Thank you so much, Kayla and Clayton, for thinking about the children. The last book I have in my hand is called We Are Garinagu, Somos Garinagu, written by Isidra Savio, who's also a talented artist as well, an illustrator. This book is in Spanish and English, so if you want to teach your children about the Garifuna culture in a children-friendly way, I definitely recommend buying this book. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting the Garifuna Cultural Center. If you would like to support us, you can do so by sharing this video with your friends and family. You can follow our social media at Garifuna Cultural Center on Facebook and Instagram. Send us a donation by visiting our website at www.garifunacc.com, and you can also visit the website to book a tour, which is the most fun way to support the center. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next Garifuna Fun Fact Friday. Bye. Ayo.